you a green bar going back up.
How do I share the screen here?
You need
Oh,
to
there
click
it
the
is.
share
Okay.
screen button.
Okay, there we go. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're recording. Okay.
Yeah, so just maximize your screen and click on the first one that you got there. Click on the first one, right? And then
okay.
and then find the
There
one
we
that
go.
you sent me.
Yeah. So you're asking me, okay, there's no wick here. How do
Yeah.
I know to get in?
Yeah.
Well, the same reason I've got these other charts. So now that this big price spread is here, right? If I put this on the hard right, oh, there is no hard right edge on this.
Oh. You just need to click the back.
But if I'm here and these are all green and I'm not getting any pullbacks. Now, I'm not going to see a pullback in these bars. I will see a pullback in the 10 range. I would see the pullback in the 6. So this event right here might occur at the back of this bar here. So once these are green, I'm not looking at this all the time anymore. I just know to stay to the longs. So how do I get into a long? Well, okay, I'm looking at my 10 and I can notice that this big 10 range bar is building and it's near the top of here. You know, like this bar here is over here on this bar, about to close and
yeah.
Right. All right. So I see that. And then I say, okay, well, that's kind of high. Can I get a pullback? Now the 10 range isn't pulling back, you know, I didn't get any pullback. So I'll look at my 6 range, and maybe in my 6 range, this happens at the back of this bar, right? And I say, okay, I'm going to take a long, and I'm going to get in at the back of this bar, which is the only pullback, say, on one of these bars. Like maybe it's over here. There's no tail because that has to be a pretty deep pullback, but it's a pullback inside this range. I don't know if it's going to keep going down. I have no idea. But I'm looking at it from the big into the small and from the small up to the big to confirm that I'm still in the right direction and I'm still looking at this on the left. And if I look left, the big stuff that already happened on this 30-minute chart. It already happened. All of this could have happened while in the back of this 30-minute bar. Right? So yeah, that happened though. So now I'm saying, okay, so do I go long or short on this bar? Well, in this 30-minute bar, this might be happening. Right? You never know. This could be inside that. Well, it probably actually, it looks like it is. All of this is in this bar here.
Yep.
You know? So do I go long or short? Well, you better not go long on this chart because you're going to die. Best thing is to go short. Maybe this bar, because all of this is in here. So, okay, short. Okay, do I get a high point up here? No, maybe this, maybe look, here's a little pullback. Maybe all of this happened in this tail up here. I mean, this wick. Okay, so how do I get in? Well, I don't, I want to get in. Is it going to stop? I have no idea, but this looks like a good spot. What's my risk from there to there? It looks like it's only about 7 or 8 ticks, maybe. But then I'll look at this chart and maybe I can pinpoint it. Yeah, maybe this event, the second this double top and the reversal along this ledge. You see this ledge along here? But okay, take the short. And I take the short. And I probably got all of that candle plus all of this candle until it started to reverse. And now this is happening at the top of this bar. And if I look at my 10 range, look what's happening. So if I'm going to take a short, this is probably a great bar to take the short because, I only got a few ticks left and it's either going to go down or it's going to tick me out, in which case I can go long, Now, I try not to trade these turnaround events. I like trading this when it's just steady, steady, steady. And then I keep looking at my 6 range for the scalps. Look, boom, 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 buy it, out. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe, buy it. I'm out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Oh, it's okay. Now I'm looking at this to see if there's any turnaround. No. Okay. So pulled back. This closes. Sell this one. Sell it. Sell it. Cash it in. Happens again. Sell this one. You'll probably short right there. How do I know to do that? Because now to keep it simple, I don't have to look at all this over here. I can look down here.
Mhm.
They say stay short. So don't go counter when you got these filters telling you it may give you 4 ticks. It may give you 90 ticks. But if that's the way you're going to view this, then you don't need anything on your chart but a set of balls and maybe a line or two. Really, because otherwise, what's the point of all of this? You trade this, you trade these tools signify to you or tell you tradable event, no guarantees. What is a tradable event? You tell me.
A down close when both are in the same direction, south.
No,
Or
no, that's just the signal. What's a tradable event? What you just told me was just signals.
right.
What is a tradable event?
Well, that on a support line.
Oh, those again signals. Those are things telling me there were support before it, might be there again. It was there again. I took the trade. When I took the trade, I didn't know if it was there that again. Did you? You took
No.
it on a wing and a prayer, hoping that it was going to be. I mean, it's the best we can do. We practice those support and resistance, but that doesn't mean it was a tradable event. What was the tradable event?
The bar closing down.
No, that's the signal. The tradable event is the people who bought or the people who sell and whoever the hell overwhelmed this thing, this event, down, down, down. Something happened right here, didn't make it. Maybe he paused to see if there was anybody willing to trade along here, down, down, down. Who knows? But that's a tradable shift. That shift between the sellers and the buyers, that's the tradable event. Now, how do you trade that event? That's another story. But the tradable events are the ebb and flow between the buyers and the sellers, the support and the resistance, the dynamic ones, especially because they're on the fly. The static ones are very easable. There were tradable events in the past. We don't know if they're going to be tradable events in the future. We have to see what happens. Is there going to be a shift between the buyers and the sellers at that static pivot? I don't know. Is it at the dynamic one? Yeah, look at it. I mean, there's no static pivot here. This is on the fly. This is a tradable event. Why?
Because they're
Because
ebbing, because the longs went to short and the short went to long.
yeah, the changing of the guard, the changing of who's in charge, the powers that be. This buyer thought he could. Okay, maybe he assumed it was the end, so he bought. And he said, "Oh, look at all that short inventory. Oh, he's probably running out. That's 2.5, 2.5. That's $5. He probably ran out. He's going to start to buy. He buys, and then right over here, he dies. He gets overwhelmed. He goes, oh, couldn't get out. Boom. He got stop. Look at the way these came down. The character of these bars are very different story than the character of these. Well, not that different. These are actually pretty similar. These is pretty similar, but this character of these bars are different. The character of these, oh, look at that. These are gapping over the tick even, not even a pullback. These are very different than the slow-mo ones. This is more, see, look at it, pullbacks. Do you see what I mean? That shifting, that price spread, the commitment of the traders at the very high of the bar or the very low of the bar is significant. This is not just bars showing up for no reason.
How do we see that in the bar? We only see what has happened on the bar, right? So do we need to be looking inside the bar to see where the support and the resistance is with respect to the profile to see what level they traded at? That's
Oh, look.
what I struggle with.
Okay,
I
look at this
struggle
bar.
with.
This
Sorry?
bar. Remember that we did the overlay? I had the 10 range on top of the 3 range or 5 range
Mhm,
or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So imagine over on this is a 20 range bar, right? And no, first let's go with a 10. Over on this, on top of these 5s, is this a 5? I don't forgot what this was. It's probably a 5. I don't remember what it is. Okay, it's a 5 range. On top of these 5s, 2 of these is a 10. So 2 of these are inside this bar, or one of these bars, right? 2 of them.
Okay.
3 of them is 2 of these bars, one of these bars plus a piece of the next one. 4 of them is 4 of them is 20 ticks, right?
Yep.
Uh,
If they
so
don't overlap.
they don't overlap. So, you know, all of this could be in this bar and a little bit of the next one. So that's what you're looking at. So this event happened at this bar, probably right up here. And although it looks like a single high, it's a double top in there. This is in there. It's not one bar, one bar, one bar, one bar. They don't all match. You got 5 or 6 of these inside one of these. You got maybe 6 or 7 of these inside one of these. And inside one of these, you might have 2 hours worth of this bar, this little 30-minute little, what was that, 3 points for 2 hours, you know? That may be in there. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like drilling down into the nitty-gritty and then, you know, coming back out and seeing, okay, make sure you're not missing the forest by the trees, and then drilling back down so you can get your pinpoint. So when you see this double top here, you look over here and you see you're at the top of this bar, right? And it opened here and it's trading right at the top. But all of this, remember, see all of this? This already happened. So this bar filled down a bit.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, this event right here is in this bar at the bottom, because this event is in this bar. Would you trade it?
Depending if there's a purple line there, I'd trade long.
Yeah, I mean, if we had something to tell us that this was reasonable, however, given that, I would trade the short, and I probably wouldn't even have to trade the long. Who cares? Because if I'm looking at my filters, they're telling me shorts. Now this event here, this is the 10 range bars. That's these bars. Yeah, they're going to do that, right? It's going to do that. And then right back. The bigger one said, it's just noise. The next tradable event, do it. Changing of the guard. Some buyers stepped in, sellers ran out of inventory, sellers capitulated. Who the hell knows what happened here? We don't know. We're not that deep. All we know is that, you know, the orders came in.
So
and
your range bars are 10 as opposed to 13, which is what I have on mine.
My range bar on my ribbon today was 11. I
So
play with it because
you
I'm
double the
trying to.
5 and add 1.
Yeah, I have a principle. The principle is double plus a tick or 2, just like trail the volatility stuff plus a tick or 2. And I usually do 2. Sometimes 3, depends on how crazy it's getting. If I look to the left and I see that for the past 2 hours, they've been running the super trend stops, well, then I'm just not going to do it. You know, I'm just going to leave it alone or not trade it or whatever. Same thing that you would do any other indicator. All the difference is that with this, if you're going to do discretionary, with all of this help, it ought to help you go short, and tell you, don't kill yourself trying to counter trade for 4 lousy ticks. You can't build a career on that one. I mean, it's a nice trade, but you can't. When you first contacted me, that was the first thing that came to my mind, because that's the simplest, easiest way to make a couple of ticks, is to just, when the range bars do that and do that, take it. Most of the time, it's going to, if it's a brick wall, it'll be the brick wall. If it's range bound, the range bars tell you it's range bound. It's very easy to see. You can hardly see it on a time-based chart. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And since we want to trade with small stops, we cannot afford a 5-minute bar. A 5-minute bar, we could have a stop of 90 ticks. You can't trade it. So how do you trade it? Well, people use moving averages, and then they sit there for an hour and a half, and then they get a trade. Anyway, so all of this stuff is inside. So as you're looking left, you're starting right here, and you look left, and you add this to the 10, you add the 10 to the Renko, you add the Renko to the 30. Then you take the 30, you look at the Renko, you minus the 30. Okay, resolved. Now you look at your 10, you look at your Renko, you minus the Renko, resolved. Now you're on the 10. Now you look down, you're at your 5 or 6, and you match it to your 10. And then you resolve whatever it is that you're trying to find out, which I know what it is. It's the same for all of us. What's going to happen on the next tick? We have no clue. People keep doing it. I don't know. You keep asking me, what compels you? There's no, I don't know. There's nothing. There's no, nobody tasked me. There's no like somebody telling me, take this trade. No, I just keep looking left. And if I see that this is at the top of this bar and this bar is looking like that, and it opened and traded down a bit, and all of this happened in this bar, and then it was trading down, and then it came up again, and this is the top of this wick on this bar, well, I'm going to trade it short. Right? I mean, why not? Look, everything's mostly short. This anomaly, if this worries me, if I understand where it came from, I could say, yeah, this probably hasn't turned over yet. This hasn't printed. Or maybe this hasn't printed. I don't know where we are exactly. But so it hasn't printed yet. But as soon as it prints, it's going to go red. And then the next bar starts. And I think right about here, what now we are at the bottom of this bar, maybe? I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, that lowest low in that area is going to be that lowest wick, right?
Okay, so we're at the bottom of this bar. So now I'm saying, oh, that looks good, but everything that says short. Well, yeah, but they don't know. This doesn't know what's going on inside the bar. Look, it's about to turn. This is at the top of this bar. Oh my gosh. Well, then you got to put it all together. You see what I mean? It's like a little puzzle. And just like your puzzle of the support and resistance, it's just as much a wag as anything else, except it's based on the information that we have available. And I think this information available of price, trading price over anything else is the most reliable, because it's the event we're looking for. We're looking for tradable events. There's a gazillion signals. I don't need gazillion signals. I don't even need any signals. I don't even need an auto trader. I don't need anything. What I need is to find tradable events. Things like this, where the buyers and the sellers trade, they shift, changing of the guard, where they take out a support line or a resistance line, and that's what I'm looking for. When the buyers and the sellers finish whatever they're doing and they shift. You know what I mean? On this range bar, it's easy to see. Very tough to see over here on a time-based chart.
Yeah,
because
you can't tell because you don't know where that happened on that. Did it happen at the middle, in the top, at the bottom? You don't know where that happened.
Where
you
this
don't know
happened,
how much. Yeah, we don't know where that happened. If you're just looking at the 30, you don't know where they went up and down for 15 minutes of the 30-minute bar. but you can tell on the smaller chart.
Yeah, so look. I mean, in my mind, I don't really put too many lines on my chart because I could just look left and see, and it's always a zone. There's no, like, I don't need a specific line. Even these blue lines, they're in an area, look close to R1. It just happened, probably R1 is the new thing and the old thing is the blue line from way back when. And
So,
then it just became an R1 sometime in the future.
that double top with the two red bars, about 10 bars back from the right edge on the 5 range chart, where do you get out on that trade? So go
Are you
go
talking
down
about
one
here?
inch. That one there. That bar there. That exactly
Okay.
that bar there.
So if I
Where
trade
you take
this,
that and you're anticipating it going down, where
no,
do you
I
get
am
out?
not anticipating it doing anything. I
No, I
tried
mean
not to
you're taking your
anticipate.
trade there because you're taking it short
I
because
can only anticipate things I can identify. Like I can anticipate resistance because of the double top. I can anticipate support or resistance because of the box. I can't anticipate much. I can't anticipate that it's going to go down. I don't trade with that anticipation. I just want a good tradable event on a double top with a commitment and a small risk.
yeah.
I'll
So
trade.
my question is
I take my first
where do
target.
you get out on that bar? I mean,
Oh, if,
where do you get in on that bar and where do you get out?
this bar?
That bar
Oh,
there.
as soon as this happens and this closes, I go short.
Okay.
I'll hit the short button. This is
And if it
my stop
continues to
out is
oscillate up,
well, then I get it maybe a 6 or 7 tick stop out. But I would know that because if I get in here and this starts trading up here, look where we are. Okay, so I don't. Well, look where we are then. It would close up.
yeah.
Yeah, and I take a 6 or 7 tick stop out. So more important would be, how do I know when to trail? That's the real question. I mean, because look, where do I getting out? You know me, 4 ticks.
Yep.
And if it doesn't keep going, I'll cash it in. So if I get my 4 ticks, my stop goes to scratch or yeah, scratch or break even, whatever it is, and it ticks down, and then it opens gaps down, and then it trades up. Okay. Now I've already got my first target, right? I went in short here, so I'm at scratch. So if it starts ticking up, I might go to break even. Now, if I'm break even already and this starts ticking up, I might just move it down a tick or two and lock in another tick or not. Or I might just take my target and just move it a little closer. Maybe my target's down here somewhere. Yeah, I think I set it at 20. And I'll just move it up a little just in case it doesn't, so I can, take the down push. So if this closes up, and we're still in the top of the bar, I might just say, okay, that's it. The next chance I get, I'm going to take a few ticks, whatever they are. That has nothing to do with the signal per se. That's money management. That's up to you. Like, where do I get out? Where do I get in? Yeah, sure, that's important. Because if I had, well, you really couldn't trade this double top because you don't see it until this closes.
Right.
I mean, you see it while it's building, but you don't know if it's going to stay. Right? So it's and if it's gyrating up here and gyrating up here, then blink closes. You may not even get in this trade. Looks like it was only maybe a 1 tick pullback. You might not be able to get it.
No, you would get filled there if you are trading an offset of 1, it traded back, you would be in.
Okay, well then it's in, and boom,
Right. But
it
you'd have to
goes.
use a short on close.
Okay, so you plan on it. Say if this, if that, then I'm going to do that. And you see the first if, you see the second if. Okay, I'm getting ready to do the thing, and then the third if comes in, and boom. Okay, short on close. Click the button. You know that if this closes down, you're going to take it. Done. Or you just click discretionary short if you didn't have the short on close on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it didn't take it because maybe this filter prevented it. Look at the filter. If you had an auto, it might not have taken that trade because of this filter. Ha. So now what do? This is where I'm talking about. What would you do in this situation? Given all where we are on this bar, where we are here, given what I've told you, would you take this trade on the hard right edge, right? It would look, ignore all of this stuff to the right. It would
Yeah.
look just like that on a down close. And you
Yeah,
would
it's
see
a double
this,
top, and you're
yeah,
back along the back of that ledge over there that we
yeah,
broke
you
down
see
from.
this line? Yeah, you got a line right across here.
Yeah, maybe a little
Okay.
higher, but you
You
have a
would
line
stop.
there.
You got a good place for your stop. Here's a little wick. Here's a little box. If it closes up, you got to be behind this box. And if it closes up, you got to get out. You can wait for it to go 2 more ticks, or you can just hit the flatten button. Or you can let it go. I mean, just see what happens. Keep your stop behind here and see what happens. Either way, you're going to be out with a smaller stop. Smaller than if that same event happened here and you got short at the bottom of this bar. And you got 1 tick to get you in and you got whacked.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Is focusing on the price and using something that will help you, because you're doing a lot of discretionary decisions. So you need better tools for that. That 3BR is not it. It's just got one counter, and it's like you're almost locked into counter trade as a rule because that's the only signal you've got. The other ones aren't in the software. They're your discretionary signals. You're teaching other people your discretionary signals, right? Based on your criteria. They're discretionary criteria. You could program them. If you get a savvy programmer, he might be able to program the who got hurt trade and all the other trades and the blue line trade. And, I mean, I think, yeah, if you had a blue line that was a buy and a red line that was a sell, and you had them on your chart, and every time you saw an area, you put the red line on the top and the blue line on the bottom, and every time price touched those lines, blink, 4 ticks, blink, 4 ticks, blink, 4 ticks, until the range is gone, right? And you have maybe a 5 tick stop.
Yeah. No, I hear exactly what you're saying.
So
All right.
So you'll have better tools in the room, I think, and it looks exactly the same, except it's an improvement.
All right.
On the
So
3BR.
what do we do?
It's not different because you got 3BR.
Yeah.
It's an improvement on the 3BR.
So what do we do with everybody that's already purchased and they come into the room and they see us using something different?
Well, we're selling this going forward. Oh, but what about for the back? Well, there's no upgrade to the 3BR, really. I mean, it's self-contained. If you want this, you could. It's sort of like you're going to upgrade from the Volkswagen to a Cadillac. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. You have to think about that one. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really care about that part. You decide.
Well, I care. You know why I care about it? You've been working on this a long time, and I want to be a good friend and not just say, okay, well then we'll take it and we're just going to use this instead. And I want to give you something for the work that you've been doing. I know we haven't had very much in the sales, but there's a whole whack of people coming in the next month or two.
Okay.
We got 3 more people coming in a little bit. We've got actually two people supposedly coming in next week for sure. Like they've told me that they're committed. And I've got another 3 people coming in that are friends. You know that guy, John?
Yeah.
He's got 3 friends that are coming in. 3, not one, not 2, not 3 guys coming in from that guy.
I think this would make your job a lot easier. It's a lot cleaner to look at. It's a complete desktop with all the pieces.
So do we sell this going forward? Well, I mean, what do I sell this for to make it fair?
What are you selling the 3BR for?
I get 9. I get 9,000. I give you 2. I give 1,800 to Robert. If they go on installments and they continue paying, then there's more money for whatever share everybody else is supposed to be getting.
Well,
But
the 3BR includes training. You're still going to have to teach them how to use this. That's the question. Can you teach them how to use this? You still do what you do, except now you have some more filters to look at. It's still the
I'm
same
gonna have
thing.
to trade this a little bit myself to just get comfortable.
Oh yeah,
with it.
yeah. I think you should
I
learn how to
took
use
2 or 3
this.
trades off of the 6, and the 650 that the auto trader was down, I whittled it down to $125.
Yeah, look at that.
And
You know,
I could tell
I
that I
have
could
as
tell
a
it was going
normal.
sideways.
My normal day is, you know, around $700,000-800,000. That's the normal day. Some days I'll push it, and some days it's just $500. I mean, $500 is still pretty good. You
It's
know,
awesome.
it could be whatever you
I wouldn't.
want.
Ed, if I could make 500, if I could make $300 a day, I wouldn't do any more in the room. I wouldn't sell nothing to nobody. If I could consistently make $300, I would not even bother because it's such a pain. I'm chasing people down. People aren't paying. People complaining that they lost money. One of the guys is down $15,000 in the account, and I said, "Oh my God, what happened? Did you you haven't sent me any screenshots? Where are your screenshots? Oh, I lost money, so I didn't send them to you." I said, "But are you using my signals or are you using your own?" He says, "Well, I used a lot of my own." Okay, well, what am I supposed to do about that? Like it's just an ongoing thing, and we don't just have one person. We've sold 30 copies of this thing over the course of the 2 years. Now, a lot of people aren't in the room anymore, but
Why? Because they
there's
can't
more
do it.
coming.
Can't do it?
Sorry?
Because they can't do it?
No, they just chose not to come in the room anymore.
Oh.
They get busy, they do whatever.
Yeah. So look, this is all. This was from here forward. This is all. Most of this is most of this is discretionary. The Pro Trader Scalper took one. This is Pro Trader Scalper also, but this is when it says Pro Trader, that's everything. That's discretionary, some auto trades, you know, it's all mixed in.
Yep.
But I'm trying to isolate out discretionary auto trader. Okay, so the auto trader hit target. Oh, that's you.
Well, of course it hit target. You're using a 5 and I'm using a 6. And your ranges are different, right? It's like,
well,
of course,
I'm not letting it trade chop. I'll do that manually myself, but I am not letting the auto trader trade chop.
Okay. All right.
I'll do it myself.
Okay.
You do that yourself. You don't let the 3BR run in chop.
No.
You wanted to have a good direction because you count on that brick wall. You want that brick wall. So it can't be a slow go to the edge. You know, it has to be a 3BR. That's the other thing about the bars. Remember, if it's too much overlapping, that's very dubious for a 3BR. I like this where it's like no overlapping, just a little bit maybe on the get-go. This one's even better. And look at this one.
But
This
that one
one
didn't
still
work.
did not work. That's right. It was out of chop.
Yep.
So the 3BR to trade was the one at the top.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
Well, if it's the line here, you go short.
Yeah.
Look, 1, 2, 3. Here's your line.
So we go
you
short
get it
with
down
the
close, you
super
go
trend.
short.
We go short with the super trend pointing down.
Yeah.
Pointing up, I mean.
No,
Yeah.
it's a 3BR. It's a 3BR, and the super trend is sideways. This is after the fact. This is sideways. We don't know if it's going to be sideways again, but it was once, twice, 3 times.
Lower highs everywhere there.
Yeah. Okay. So then, good reason to go short. Plus, you got to look down here. You know, and I don't know what the other charts were doing at that. Well, actually, is that later? No, that's after, before. I don't even know when this was. This must have been later. What time is that? Oh, that's yours. This is 10 o'clock. So the other one was 8 o'clock. Wow, look at how they look almost exactly the same. Look at that. Look at that. That's disgusting.
Ed, I'm gonna go for dinner.
All right. So anyway, yeah, sell it for the same number. And then if other people say, "Well, can I have it?" It's up to you to decide. Well, give me 2,000. You know, it's an upgrade or something for the people who already have it, and you decide.
Okay.
Okay, but going forward, I think that's the one you should sell. It's much more robust. It's going to help you a lot in the room. So you can just focus on one system instead of, you know.
You know, I'm feeling a little bit depressed right now
Uh-huh.
because John just finally figured out what I'm doing on the three bar.
What?
Because John just finally figured out what's going on the method that I was teaching. Now I've got another 2 months to get.
Well, this is going to help them a lot because in the beginning, just tell them, look, just most of the time, let it fire as long as this is red and that is red and that is red. When that's all red, just let it do its thing. When one is off, you need to decide. So that's where you need to learn stuff, because to get the stars to line up in alignment every single time is kind of tough. And you can sit here and wait for it, but there's still no guarantee, even when the stars are in alignment. But the statistical win rate, I mean, you got all the evidence. I've sent it all to you. You know, you decide what you want to do with it. Put it in a file, send it to everybody, and said, these are the results that Ed gets with his stuff, and this is how he trades, and blah blah. And so
Yeah,
he's
but the thing is,
decided he's going to share it with us, because I begged him to do it, and he spent the year developing it, and he's retired, and he doesn't want to trade anymore.
ay, ay, ay. Let me
At
play with
least,
this thing tomorrow.
okay. Well, okay. Yeah, and you know, you got to fix up all the little things that need fixing too.
Yeah, a lot of them have been adjusted. I actually saw something that I didn't like today in this thing. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix that as well because
Okay.
I haven't been using it, but now that I've been using it, I see stuff I don't like.
Yeah, let's
So
fix.
that
Well,
I fixed in the 3BR.
don't break anything.
No, I'm not changing any signals. The only thing I'm making it cosmetically nicer,
Oh yeah,
and
that'd be nice.
I'm making not only am I making it cosmetically nicer, what I'm doing is I am uh, the verbiage is I'm making a little bit smaller. And
Mhm.
I saw some stuff I didn't like. For instance, I took a trade with 4 contracts instead of just the 2, and it doesn't update the total.
Oh,
And sometimes the tally for how much money you make doesn't actually show up on the chart. So
oh,
those are all fixes I've put in that are just straight copies from the 3
okay.
bar into that to tidy it up.
Mhm. Okay.
All
So,
right.
so give me the latest copy before you start showing, so that I'm on the same page. Okay.
You'll get it this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. And then I think you should, just in the room on Monday, play with it over the weekend. On the room Monday, we'll go for it. And I'll have mine on. You have yours on, and if, at least now we're looking at the same stuff. And if it's like bad, I'll say I'm not going to do it, or something.
Okay.
Because we have the same signals, we have the same charts.
Yep.
And we're looking at the same clouds. That's closer than if you're looking to the west clouds and I'm looking to the east clouds. They're never going to jive. But if we're looking just directly overhead at the same clouds, we have a better chance of like getting it right, or at least getting the same signals and seeing the same stuff.
Okay. I think I know how I can get people to spring for more money.
Well, that's up to you. I don't care. I just think this would be a lot better than.
Okay. We'll talk tomorrow. I've got a long night tonight, and I got a few other things going on tomorrow. I'll have time after that.
Okay.
I'll get this thing packaged up and send it to you. Okay.
Yeah, but we have to trade it together. Okay. I mean,
Yep.
you have to be on the same, you're looking at the same stuff and
Yep.
we'll decide and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Very
Maybe you'll
good.
get $1,000 day. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe that'll be good.
All right.
They're few and far between. Those $1,000 days right now. Maybe we'll be able to get them this way.
And then maybe you'll be willing to automate it completely. And then we could just turn it on and that's it. And I'm done.
And you're done?
Yeah, and then you turn it on and I'm done. And it's on auto. Just
Okay.
Just put the money in my account.
Have the yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, Tony.
I gotta run it.
Bye.
Talk to you in a bit. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
bye.
Bye.
Thanks.